What if magic was erased overnight, not by fate, but by fear? What if an entire generation grew up hunted simply because of who they were born to be? Welcome to Children of Blood and Bone, one of the most anticipated fantasy epics of 2027, a breathtaking adventure inspired by African mythology, packed with magic, war, sacrifice, and unforgettable heroes. Imagine a kingdom where the earth once pulsed with magical energy. Fire obeyed its masters, oceans answered their guardians, and spirits walked alongside the living. But everything changed when King Sauron declared war on magic itself. Thousands were slaughtered, families were destroyed, and hope faded into legend. Now, years later, one young woman dares to challenge an empire and bring magic back to a broken world. The story follows. The land of Orìsha was blessed with incredible magic. The people known as Maji could control fire, water, life, death, and many other supernatural powers gifted by the gods. The kingdom was peaceful, and magic flowed through every corner of the land. But everything changed when King Sauron became terrified of the Maji's growing power. Believing magic would eventually destroy his kingdom, he ordered a brutal massacre known as the Raid. Thousands of innocent diviners, children born with the potential to become Maji, were murdered. Among the victims was Zélie Adebola's mother, a powerful reaper who could communicate with spirits. Overnight, magic disappeared, and the surviving diviners were left powerless, oppressed, and treated as second-class citizens. 11 years later, Orìsha is ruled through fear. Diviners are heavily taxed, abused by soldiers, and denied basic rights. Zélie, now a young woman, struggles to support her family alongside her older brother Tzain. Although she has never experienced true magic, she dreams of restoring hope to her people. Everything changes when Zélie unexpectedly meets Princess Amari, the daughter of King Sauron. Amari has stolen a mysterious magical scroll from the royal palace after witnessing her father murder her best friend, Binta, whose magical powers suddenly awakened after touching the scroll. Realizing her father will never stop killing innocent people, Amari escapes the palace with the scroll. Zélie, Tzain, and Amari join forces after discovering that the scroll holds the power to restore magic to every diviner in Orìsha. Their mission is to reach the sacred temple of the Maji before the scroll loses its power. Meanwhile, Prince Inan, Amari's older brother and heir to the throne, is ordered by King Sauron to hunt them down. Inan believes magic is dangerous and is determined to complete his father's mission. However, after coming into contact with the scroll, Inan secretly develops magical abilities of his own. Terrified that his father would execute him if the truth were revealed, he hides his powers from everyone. The heroes travel across the breathtaking but dangerous lands of Orìsha. They battle royal soldiers, survive attacks from magical creatures, cross deadly rivers filled with spirits, and reach ancient temples guarded by forgotten priests. At the temple of Chandomblé, an elderly priest named Lekhan explains that restoring magic requires 3 sacred objects: the magical scroll, a bone dagger, and the powerful sunstone. Before sacrificing himself to protect the group, Lekhan entrusts Zélie with completing the ancient ritual. Their journey continues to the city of Ibeji, where the Sunstone is awarded only to the champion of brutal underwater arena games. Risking her life, Zélie enters the deadly competition and defeats impossible challenges, finally claiming the Sunstone. As the adventure continues, Prince Inan slowly begins to understand the suffering of the diviners. Spending time with Zélie changes him, and he starts questioning everything his father taught him. Feelings of love begin to grow between them, even though they stand on opposite sides of the war. Soon, they discover a hidden village where several diviners have already regained magical powers after briefly touching the scroll. For the first time in years, hope returns to Orìsha. The villagers organize a great celebration honoring the Sky Mother, believing the age of magic is about to begin again. But hope doesn't last long. King Sauron discovers the secret village and launches a devastating attack. Soldiers massacre innocent people, burn homes, and destroy everything in their path. During the battle, powerful Maji sacrifice themselves to save others. Witnessing such destructive magic once again frightens Prince Inan, causing him to lose faith in restoring magic. Torn between fear and love, he abandons Zélie's cause. King Saran captures Zélie and brutally tortures her, demanding to know how the magical scroll can be destroyed forever. The torture weakens Zélie so severely that she temporarily loses her magical connection. Meanwhile, Tzain and Amari refuse to give up. Gathering loyal allies and mercenaries led by Rowan, they launch a daring rescue mission and free Zélie from prison. Together, they race toward the sacred island where the final ritual must be completed before it's too late. Inside the ancient temple, King Saran and Prince Inan confront them one last time. Saran captures Zélie's father and forces her to surrender the sacred artifacts in exchange for his life. Desperate to save him, Zélie agrees, but the cruel king betrays his promise and executes her father anyway. Filled with unbearable grief, Zélie's Reaper powers suddenly awaken with overwhelming strength. Her father's blood reignites her magic, allowing her to command spirits once again. A massive battle erupts throughout the temple as magic clashes against steel. During the chaos, Prince Inan accidentally destroys the magical scroll while trying to stop Zélie's attack. The only object capable of restoring magic appears to be lost forever. Moments later, King Saran discovers Inan has become a Maji himself and attempts to kill his own son. Before he can strike, Princess Amari steps forward and kills her father, ending his reign of terror. Although the scroll has been destroyed, Zélie refuses to surrender. Using the bone dagger, the sunstone, and powerful blood magic, she creates an entirely new ritual from her own heart. The immense power costs her life, and Zélie's spirit enters the afterlife where she reunites with her beloved mother. The gods praise her courage and selflessness before sending her back to the world of the living. When Zélie awakens, she discovers that magic has finally returned to Orìsha. Across the kingdom, children begin showing magical abilities once again, including Princess Amari herself. After years of darkness, hope is reborn, marking the beginning of a new era where the future of magic is no longer controlled by fear. Children of Blood and Bone is ultimately a story about courage, oppression, sacrifice, family, forgiveness, and the belief that hope can survive even the darkest times. It combines epic fantasy, emotional drama, African mythology, and breathtaking adventure into a powerful journey where one young woman's determination changes the fate of an entire kingdom forever. One of the biggest strengths of Children of Blood and Bone is its fresh fantasy world inspired by African mythology rather than traditional European folklore. The fictional kingdom of Orìsha is filled with unique magical traditions, ancient gods, spiritual rituals, mythical creatures, and visually rich landscapes. This cultural foundation gives the story a distinctive identity that separates it from many modern fantasy films. Another standout element is its emotionally driven story. Instead of focusing only on magical battles, the film explores themes of oppression, grief, identity, family, sacrifice, and hope. Zélie's journey is deeply personal as she struggles with the loss of her mother, the burden of saving her people, and the challenge of controlling her extraordinary powers. These emotional stakes make the adventure feel meaningful rather than just action-packed. The characters are far more complex than simple heroes and villains. Prince Inan, for example, is torn between loyalty to his ruthless father and the discovery that he possesses the very magic he has been taught to hate. Princess Amari also undergoes a powerful transformation, choosing justice over her royal privilege. These morally conflicted characters add depth and make the story unpredictable. The film also promises large-scale fantasy action combined with magical abilities. Viewers can expect magical duels, spirit summoning, elemental powers, dangerous arena competitions, mythical creatures, and epic battles across breathtaking locations. Rather than relying only on visual spectacle, the action is closely tied to the characters' emotions and decisions, making every conflict carry real consequences. Another feature that makes the movie special is its exploration of social themes through fantasy. The conflict between the magical diviners and the ruling monarchy reflects issues such as discrimination, fear of differences, abuse of power, and resistance against oppression. These themes give the story relevance while remaining entertaining and accessible to a wide audience. Children of Blood and Bone features an outstanding ensemble cast led by Thuso Mbedu as the courageous heroine Zélie Adebola, alongside Damson Idris as Prince Inan, whose loyalties are tested throughout the story, and Amandla Stenberg as Princess Amari, the royal who risks everything to fight for justice. Tosin Cole plays Zélie's protective brother Tzain, while Chiwetel Ejiofor portrays the ruthless King Saran, the film's primary antagonist. The supporting cast includes Idris Elba as the wise priest Lakon, Viola Davis as Mama Agba, Regina King as Queen Nahanda, Cynthia Erivo as Admiral Kea, and Lashana Lynch as Yumoke. The ensemble is further strengthened by performances from Zachary Momo, Richard Mofe Damiojo, Sanaya Sidney, Diana Babnikova as Falake, Buki Bakrai as Bunkta, Iris Star, Shams Garuba, Kola Bodunde, Pamilaren Ayodeji, Temi Fagbenle, and Brandon Moten, who provides additional voice work. With such a talented lineup of award-winning and rising stars, the film promises powerful performances that bring the magical world of Orìsha vividly to life. Children of Blood and Bone is ultimately a story about courage, oppression, sacrifice, family, forgiveness, and the belief that hope can survive even the darkest times. It combines epic fantasy, emotional drama, African mythology, and breathtaking adventure into a powerful journey where one young woman's determination changes the fate of an entire kingdom forever. The emotional climax delivers intense action, heartbreaking losses, and powerful choices that redefine every character. Blood, courage, hope, and destiny collide in an unforgettable finale that proves true power isn't measured by strength alone, but by the willingness to fight for others even at the cost of your own life. Directed by Gina Prince Bythewood, who also co-wrote the screenplay with author Tomi Adeyemi, the film adapts the best-selling 2018 novel with an impressive ensemble cast. With spectacular visuals, powerful performances, rich African-inspired world-building, emotional storytelling, and epic fantasy action, Children of Blood and Bone promises to be one of the biggest cinematic fantasy adventures of 2027. The film is scheduled to release on January 15, 2027, with a runtime of approximately 120 minutes. So, are you ready to witness the return of magic and the battle that could change Orìsha forever? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to CheezeDrama for more upcoming movie reviews, ending explained videos, and the latest entertainment updates. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.